before we get into our discussion, we were talking about Canada. You now live in Canada. At one time, you lived in Massachusetts, right here in the United States. And I ask, how do you feel that knowing that one day soon, Canada will become the 51st state, and you're going to end up in America anyway?
You know what, Jesse? It's I want everything to be fine. Okay, I want everything to be okay. I live in Canada. I'm an American, and you know, I'm not just an American, like you said. I'm an American civil rights activist.
Right.
So I take my Americanism seriously, and I live in Canada now, and I am seeing. You know, I want to say it on the outside that I'm not your standard leftist atheist, okay? I'm much more of a centrist, and there are several things that Donald Trump is doing that I like. But his Canada stuff is not that, okay? I don't like it. It has soured, from an American point of view in Canada, it has soured things that I don't think needed to be soured.
Really?
And I don't like the fact, and I mentioned this to you off camera, I don't like the fact that Trump campaigned and didn't mention this at all in his campaigns. Didn't mention Panama, didn't mention Greenland at all in his campaigns. And as soon as he got elected, he was all about Canada. And at first, when it was about picking on Trudeau and calling him Governor Trudeau, I thought that was funny. But, you know, I just don't feel the need to push this button right now when he's pushing all the other buttons. And, you know, so will I be a part of the 51st state? I don't know. I live in BC. I think Alberta is lining up to be the 51st state, actually. I just want everybody to be happy, and I don't want any violence. But, you know, I'm a little pissed. I feel a little misled by Trump in that he did all that campaigning and all that debating and never mentioned something that was right on the top of his list.
But why should he have? Why should he have mentioned Canada? He was campaigning in the United States for the United States. Why did he need to mention Canada beforehand?
Because he wants to annex Canada into the United States.
But he can tell us about that later.
That's a crazy campaign, and you know, I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. You know, I'm not. Look, I'm an atheist. Okay, I live inside reality. Okay, if Trump is correct and Canada is living off of our unfair tariffs,
right,
and if Canada is literally unable to support itself without that tariff, without those advantages. Well, frankly, from number one, I find that difficult to believe, but also, you know, even if it's true, I don't feel like it's important.
Really?
I don't feel like it's important. I don't feel like this is a fight that needs to be fought.
But Canada, we shouldn't have to take care of Canada, and they should be able to rip us off, according to the reports I've heard, in the manner that they have done. And since they're like right there, they need our military protection, they need everything. Why not just make them a state? They're going to benefit from it.
I'm not opposed to it, okay? I'm just saying that it feels bad that he didn't mention it, and it feels bad that he came off and did it right away. And it feels to me like a low priority issue taking a high priority position.
But he doesn't have a lot of time. He's only going to be there for 4 years.
Yeah.
And that goes by fast.
I get it. I just, like I said, I am committed to the idea that we don't have full information. Okay. When I talk about politics, I talk about politics with the understanding that I have been lied to. I get lied to on the left and I get lied to on the right. So when it comes to this level of stuff, I mean, I try to give the politicians as much benefit of the doubt I can, but even then, that's a bad idea because that's just a fodder for corruption, as you've seen in Ukraine.
Were you surprised Trudeau quit as soon as Trump got in, that he ran?
Yeah, I did not surprise me.
It did not.
That did not surprise me. Did
What?
not.
Why
Did
not?
not surprise me.
Why not?
Because Trudeau's a weak leader. Okay.
Yeah.
And Trudeau is a weak leader, and he was a weak leader getting terrible results. Okay. He had been prime minister for like 13 years.
Yeah.
And like the one thing that he did that Canadians universally support is legalize marijuana. Like that's it.
What the?
That's the only thing that everybody says, oh yeah, he did that. That was a good thing. Everybody hates him for everything else.
So
Okay.
you're glad he's gone?
I am.
Oh, good.
I am. I did not like the way he treated those truckers.
Yeah.
Okay. Those truckers were wronged by Justin Trudeau. And on that alone, I'm glad he's gone. And, you know, that was a really good example of the difference between America and Canada. Because in America, I've read the autobiography of Malcolm X. I've read Saul Alinsky's, what's his name? Rules for Radicals.
Right.
Okay. These are both books that, among other things, talk about how to protest, how to cause a stir, how to make an impact. And from my perspective, that truckers' convoy was textbook.
Yeah.
Okay. It was textbook. It was disruptive and nonviolent and brought the city to a halt. And I thought it was a great protest. In Canada, can I swear?
Oh, yeah. You represent yourself.
Okay. In Canada, they're socialists. Okay. So it's about the society here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's about, oh no, you can't get in the way of things. That's a bad thing. You're allowed to protest. Yeah, so protest, but you can't get in the way of services, and you can't make people stop. You can't get in the way of things. And, you know, it was a really interesting kind of case study for me personally.
Right.
To watch the two different governments. I mean, from an American civil rights activist perspective, Justin Trudeau redirecting donations to the truckers to a different place,
Yeah.
was a direct violation on a whole bunch of civil rights and civil liberties. It was a way overstep.
Did he get away with it?
He got sanctioned by it, but he didn't return the money.
Wow.
He got a no from the government, but the money was not returned.
Amazing. And so what happened to the money?
It went to whatever charity he went. He redirected it to another charity, if I'm not wrong.
That's
I think
amazing.
he redirected it to another charity. It's crazy. Crazy that he could do that.
And did you vote for the Great White Hope?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not.
Do you have like a dual citizenship?
No. I'm an American citizen with a permanent residency in Canada, so I can't vote in Canada. I can only vote in America.
Amazing. And did you vote for Kamala Harris?
No. No. It came down. I for the most part of the candidates, I supported Trump the most, but and you know, Kamala Harris was a joke to me. I was very, very.
You can say that again. So
I was ashamed that my Democrats put her up.
I know, what a mess.